Why is your side business still just a hobby that makes you pocket change when others are turning similar ideas into six-figure income streams? The answer isn't just what you're doing, it is how you're thinking about it. Hi, I am Inchideka and I'm a financial advisor, and I have spent years studying the psychology behind successful side hustles, both through building my own multiple income streams and helping others scale theirs from passion products to profit centers. What I've discovered is that the difference between hobby money and real income isn't just tactics. It's three specific mindset shifts that can change everything. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what these shifts are and how you can apply them immediately. And the third shift, it's the one that most people never make, which is exactly why they stay stuck. So if you've been trying to turn your side business into something more substantial, but feel like you're spinning your wheels, you are not alone. I recently stumbled across a really interesting statistic. Over 50% of Americans have a side hustle, but fewer than 15% of them ever make more than $1,000 a month from it. Think about that for a second. Most people with side businesses are basically working for minimum wage or less when you calculate the actual hours that they put in. And they're convincing themselves that it's okay because at least it's something I enjoy. But here's the thing, enjoying what you do and making serious money from it don't have to be mutually exclusive. You can have both, but only if you make these three critical mindset shifts. So the first mindset shift is moving from seeing your side business as a passion project to seeing yourself as a value provider. So here's what I mean. When you are in hobby mindset, you are focused on what you love doing. I love making candles. I enjoy writing up blog posts. I have fun creating digital designs. But that focus on your enjoyment is keeping you from asking the more important question. What value am I creating for others? And more specifically, what value are people willing to pay good money for? I saw this transformation firsthand when I was watching a craftsman who made beautiful handmade journals. For years, she would sell them at craft fairs for like $25 to $35 each. She was making about $500 a month, barely covering her materials and even barely covering her booth fees. Then something clicked. Maybe she just wants to take it to the next level. So she realized that corporate gifting was a massive market and that companies would pay premium prices for customized journals with their logos and brand colors as client gifts. Same product, different market, different positioning. And suddenly she was selling batches of 100 journals at $45 each, multiple times a month. So what changed? Not her skill, not even her product really. What changed was her mindset. She stopped thinking, how can I make journals I love? And started thinking, who would find tremendous value in these journals and how can I best serve them? So ask yourself, what are you actually providing that's valuable enough for someone to pay you real money for? And are you clear about how your work solves a specific problem or fulfills a specific desire for that specific group of people? So this shift from I love doing this to I provide this specific value to these specific people is foundational. Without it, none of the other mindset shifts even matter. The second mindset shift is from small time thinking to scale thinking. When your side business is just a hobby, you think in terms of individual sales, individual clients, individual projects, one customer at a time, one product at a time, one service at a time. But that approach has a built-in ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, only so many products that you can make by hand, and only so many clients that you can personally serve. So for example, I remember talking with someone who ran weekend photography sessions. He charged $300 per session and could do a maximum of 4 sessions each weekend. So that's $1,200 a weekend, which sounds decent until you realize that it's capped right there. There's simply no way to do 5 sessions in a weekend with that business model. But then I saw him shift his thinking. He started asking, how can I serve 10 times more people without working 10 times more hours? That question led him to create a digital course teaching parents how to take professional quality photos of their own children, which he sold for $97. So within 6 months, he had sold over 500 copies. That's nearly $50,000 from a product that he created once. So scale thinking asks, how can this be bigger? How can I remove myself as the bottleneck? How can I create systems that generate income whether I'm actively working or not? And this isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building something that has the potential to grow beyond your individual capacity to produce. If you can't imagine your side business ever making 10 times what it makes now, you are still trapped in small time thinking. And that's a choice. That is a self-imposed reality that is not imposed on you by your industry or your circumstances. And finally, the third and most transformative mindset shift is going from cost-based pricing to value-based pricing. This is the one that most people never make, and it's the difference between making a decent side income and making one that can help you build genuine wealth. So here's how most people price their products or services. One is they calculate the cost of the materials. Next, they might estimate the time that's involved in making it or doing it. Next, they add a small markup, and next, they hope someone will pay for it. And that approach will guarantee that you stay small. Why? Because it completely ignores the actual value that you are creating for your customer. So, for example, I remember talking to somebody who creates custom financial spreadsheets for small business owners. He was charging $75 per spreadsheet based on the 3 hours it took him to create each one at what he thought was a fair hourly rate of $25. But then he had a realization. His spreadsheets were helping business owners identify ways to cut costs and increase profits, often by thousands of dollars. So in one case, he had a client that used his cash flow projection spreadsheet to avoid a potential $20,000 mistake. So when he realized this, he reframed his pricing. He stopped selling custom spreadsheets and started selling financial clarity tools that prevented costly mistakes and identified hidden profit opportunities. His price went from $75 to $500, and his clients were happier because they were still getting a bargain compared to the value that they were receiving. So value-based pricing asks, what is the actual outcome worth to my customer? How much value am I truly creating? And what would someone reasonably pay for that specific result? When you make this shift, everything changes. Your income multiplies without requiring more work from you. Your clients actually appreciate what you do more because they're focused on the value, not the cost. And you stop competing with everyone else in your industry who's still stuck on the cost plus markup model. So bringing it all together, these three mindset shifts, so from passion project to value provider, from small time thinking to scale thinking, and from cost-based to value-based pricing, they create what I call the performance gap. The performance gap is the space between where your business is now and where it could be if you fully implemented these shifts. For most people, that gap represents 5 to 10 times their current income from their side business. Think about that. Same skills, same time investment, often even the same products or services, but completely different financial outcome. I've seen these shifts transform side businesses from hobby income to life-changing money. So that photographer who went from $1,200 weekends to $50,000 courses, the journal maker who went from $500 a month to $4,500 a month, the spreadsheet creator who 7x'd his prices and still had more demand than he could handle. The question is, are you ready to make these shifts yourself? Because until you do, you will stay exactly where you are, working hard for hobby level income when you could be building real wealth. So if you are ready to go deeper on this topic, I offer 60-minute business sessions where I'll help you analyze your current business model, identify exactly where these mindset shifts can create the biggest impact for you, and build a 90-day roadmap to implement them. Now listen, spots are limited, so you can click the link in the description to check on availability. And if you found value in this video, you'll definitely want to check out my next one on W-2 versus 1099. I go over the truth about the contractor income in 2025. In that episode, I break down the tax implications, hidden opportunities, and the common myths about both types of income. My goal is to help you make the most strategic decision for your financial future. So, you know the drill. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching, and remember, the gap between your hobby income and building real wealth isn't about working harder. It's about thinking differently.